Okay, before we even get started, we just need to get into this drip. You know what I'm saying? We need to just get into the, you know what I'm saying? We just need to get into the, we just need to get into the, Am I too old to be doing that? Anyway. It's your girl, it's me, Sheila Marie, and today I would like to talk about, actually, I'm not sure what the title of this is. I would like to share a strategy that I have used, and maybe it can work for you, for when you feel like you're not getting what you need. So let's say, for example, I'll use myself as an example, right? I felt for a long time that I wasn't getting the mothering energy that I needed. And I'm saying this with no judgment. It doesn't, just because you did not get what you need in a particular dynamic or relationship, doesn't mean that there's something wrong with the other person. It doesn't make your experience wrong. It doesn't make their experience wrong. It's just you acknowledging the totality of your emotions and the totality of how you show up in a situation. And if you can't ever acknowledge the totality of your experience in a situation, you can't ever heal it. You can't move through it. You can't shift it, because like, we have to make peace with something before we can build something on top of it. It's like if we have Play-Doh and you built one type of structure, you built a little dinosaur, and then you want to build something else, like you would need to go ahead and make it molded again, put it back all where it came from, which is kind of like making peace. I'm not sure how good this metaphor is, but we're gonna go with it, and then you can create something new. So for me, when I talk about feeling like you didn't get what you need in a marriage, in a sisterhood dynamic, in a sibling relationship, in a mother-daughter dynamic, what I'm saying by no means is negative towards our mothers. I am a person who feels like I did not get what I need out of my mother-daughter dynamic, and I also, at the same time, I'm not judging my mother. I'm not judging myself for my experience. I have in the past, and I'm really happy to be where I am at a level where I don't feel the need to do that anymore. That I made peace with it. And when you make peace with something, you don't feel the need to judge it, because judging is in a sense making someone wrong and someone right, and it is blaming. It's a part of the blaming and shaming dynamic, and that exists when you're still judging it. You're either judging yourself or you're judging the person. So for me, I have not always got what I needed out of my mother dynamic, and I work with a lot of women, and there are many of us who can relate, who say, you know what, we didn't get the caring that we wanted, or we didn't get the acknowledgement that we wanted. And I want to just start by saying that that's okay. Like, wherever you feel, whatever you feel about that dynamic, don't ever let anyone tell you that you can't have your feelings or you can't have your experience. Now, what you do with that is the thing that I might have more commentary on, but really, if you start by judging yourself or making yourself wrong in some way, oh, it's the postman outside, hi. If you start by judging yourself, it's really not a pathway to peace. Judgment is not a pathway to peace, okay? Acceptance is. So what we're gonna do first is accept that this is where we are. This is our entry point into the conversation. So bet, right? Check this out. If I feel like I didn't get what I needed from my mom, right? I don't have to only get it from her. Who says, like, what is it that I want? Like, right, identify, like, what is it that you want that you're not getting from a particular dynamic? Well, let's say for me, it was acknowledgement. Maybe I didn't get acknowledged in the way that I needed, or I didn't get a certain type of care and compassion that I needed, right? So what I have noticed is I used to say to myself, oh, well, if I didn't get it there, then I can't get it anywhere. And a lot of times we do this in our life, is if we're not getting something that we need from that particular relationship or that person, then we determine that we don't get it at all. And you have to get your needs met regardless. So if you're not getting something from somewhere, you have to figure out a way to get what you need, right? Why am I saying that? Is because I want you to be happy and I want you to be whole. And regardless of what's going on, the important thing is always that we get our needs met, right? So what I realized is I started to recognize that the feeling that I wanted from the mother-daughter dynamic. I wasn't getting there, but I was getting it in other ways. For example, I met a coach, right? She's kind of like, she's a coach and she also does therapy. And there were times where we were just talking and I would start tearing up and she'd be like, hey, what's going on? And it would be, I said, it's the sound of your voice. Like the voice, the tone that you're talking to me with, it gives me a mother vibe. Like I'm getting a mothering energy. Like I had a realtor once who gave me a mothering energy. I'm in the process of, getting a book deal, yay. And there's been a woman I'm communicating with as an agent and her emails give me a mothering energy. Like I don't feel judged. I feel that she's helping me bring this baby into the world. I feel that she gets where I'm coming from. She speaks to me kindly. And I started to realize that, oh, okay. So what it is that if we allow it, the energy that we need will always find us if we're open to it. It just might not come in the package that we think it does. So what I do is I pay attention to that. If ever I'm reading that email from that agent or that realtor or that coach or that person and I feel that energy, I just sit for a moment and I let myself have it. I get my needs met. I'm like, I just must have really needed to be talked to gently like that right now. Or I needed somebody to really just be like, hey sis, I understand it's hard, but in the mothering way. And I just sit there and for that second, because life happens in moments, I allow myself to have that moment and then I give thanks for it. And I noticed that like the more that I acknowledge that it's happening, the more that it happens. It's kind of like when you get a red car and then you go out and you just see red cars everywhere. I see red cars. And it's like, well, are there more red cars or is it just that your awareness is heightened around red cars now because you have one? And so what you focus on, you magnify. And so whenever I feel that energy, that feeling, it's really attached to an emotional experience, if we're honest. I'm saying energy, but it's really that emotional experience. What I wanted was that caring, that being held, that protective energy and that emotional experience within me. So whenever I feel it coming up, I don't judge it. I don't talk myself out of it. I just sit in that moment, I receive, and then I give thanks. And what you'll notice the more that you do this is that you're always at all times given opportunities to get your needs met. And it's really our job to just heighten that sense so that we can always give ourselves what we need regardless of what's going on in our dynamics. Because let's be honest, it doesn't matter if it's a child, if it's a husband, if it's a wife, if it's a sister. You're always going to be in a situation where you feel like you're not getting what you need. There's always going to be at least a moment or a fight or something. And what we need to do is make sure that we can give ourselves what we need regardless. So I hope that this helped somebody. And yeah, you know what I'm saying? I'll see you on the internet somewhere, you know what I'm saying? Check this drip one final time. I really do. It's my intention that these videos help. So I really hope you learn something and you grow. Until next time. Signing off. It's me, Shelah Marie.